We got breaking Power Rangers news. We're getting a new toy line from McFarlane Toys. I can't believe it. Let's talk about it. Do you know what time it is? Welcome to Legacy of Nerd. My name is Daniel. And yes, you heard that correctly. We are getting a new Power Rangers toy line made by McFarlane Toys. I can't believe it. These two companies partnering together, I never saw it coming. Yes, so news just broke this morning that Hasbro and McFarlane reached a deal, and that McFarlane will be making figures in their Page Punchers line of Power Rangers, Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Dungeons and Dragons. So, yeah, what can we see from this new Power Rangers line? I think first we need to explain what McFarlane does. So McFarlane, if you don't know, makes the current DC figures, the collector's line. So they have the DC multiverse, right? But they also hold for Spawn as well, and they also do for Warhammer. But DC Multiverse is sort of their bread and butter and their big license right now that they have. Hasbro and McFarlane have kind of been going back and forth. McFarlane's been making claims that they've been outselling like Marvel Legends. Of course, Hasbro's like, I don't know about that. We make a lot of money on Hasbro Marvel Legends. So there's been back and forth. This is like peak 90s wrestling if like WWF and WCW would to like partner together. This was before WWF bought WCW. So, interesting point. But yeah, these two companies partnering together is crazy. And what a Power Rangers line could look like is interesting too. So McFarlane has the Page Punchers line. That has already been an established line that they have. There's two versions of the Page Punchers line. There's the 7-inch figure version, and then there's like a 2-inch, maybe 2.5-inch version, and they're similar but different. So they both will include comic books. And in the press release that we got from McFarlane and Hasbro, they are saying that the Page Punchers will include a comic book and 2 figures. Whether we get a version of the 2.5-inch figure or we're getting like the 7-inch figure is up for question, or maybe we could possibly be getting both. I'm not entirely sure. It'd be hard for me not to say that there would be both versions of it coming out. My intuition, my gut tells me that when McFarlane makes these Hasbro licensed figures, that they're going to do the big 7-inch version, and then they're going to also do the small version. So McFarlane Toys is an interesting toy maker. They have their plus and minuses just like Hasbro does. Their quality is a lot better. Their distribution is a lot better. We'll talk about that in a second. But what do their figures look like? So the figures are more bulkier. They're more muscular, almost like the Legacy line, which makes me think if it were going back to a Legacy line sort of figure. Also, they have this thing where they're giving more facial expressions on their figures. Most famously, this Aquaman one. And this head sculpt it's just not good. It's one of their more hideous figures. The mold, the body, the accessories aren't great. It's just that face is horrible. And another thing that McFarlane does is they do side-eye a lot. So they do a lot of kind of weird where they put the pupils on the figure. And it's just kind of interesting decisions. Now, most of the figures are really, really good. And the case in example of that is, you wouldn't believe it, but the Black Adam figure from of The Rock. That is a phenomenal figure and just an amazing head sculpt and amazing rendition of The Rock into figure form. So they have the capabilities to do amazing things. Their accessories have been really good. They also have a Build-A-Figure line. So that hasn't been in the Page Punchers. The Page Punchers have been a comic book and a figure. And they've been in with the 2.5-inch figure line and the 7-inch. Now everyone's asking, is this going to scale with Lightning Collection? No. The Lightning Collection figures are the 6-inch figures. That's the model, the 1/6 figure. So the McFarlane figures are much bigger, and so or they're 7 inches, so they're already an inch taller than what the figures we're getting now. So they're not going to scale with the Lightning Collection. Now, the second question I'm getting a lot already is, does that mean the Lightning Collection is done? I don't know. I don't think so. This is just something. We know Hasbro likes to license out their stuff. We've seen it with Super 7. We've seen it with other things as well. So for them to license out Power Rangers, it's not out of the norm. But for them to have a figure that will be competing on store shelves next to them, because the DC Multiverse figures are literally on Target shelves right next to the Hasbro figures, and same thing with Walmart. So for them to have a competing store shelves, that is interesting. That is super, super interesting, because this press release also says that this will be up for mass market, which means like Target, Walmart, grocery stores if they carry them, and specialty stores as well. So like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and of course, I'm sure they're going to sell them on McFarlanetoys.com. So yes, and Amazon. I don't know why I forgot Amazon, but Amazon, I'm sure, will be selling them as well. These will be coming out, it says early 2024. So I'm expecting that to be first quarter. I'm not expecting that to be January. I'm expecting that probably like March, maybe April, maybe February, if they're starting on it like today, like literally. But I'm thinking that we're probably thinking March. Here's the thing about McFarlane figures too. The leaks are few and far between. I've only seen a couple of YouTubers actually get some pretty good leaks off of McFarlane toys. Second thing is, it seems when there's a leak, the next day someone finds it on the store shelves. These things come out so randomly and so quickly that people don't even realize most of the time they're out on store shelves until somebody posts it and people are like, they're out. Like, new waves just come out continuously. The distribution seems to be a lot better with McFarlane. The distribution seems to be a lot more even with McFarlane as well. I also see them do a lot more restocks and reissues. So I'm sure you've seen on Walmart shelves where they have a bunch of figures that you saw last year on top for DC. So they do a lot of restocks. They give you the opportunity to go back and get a figure that you didn't get. Now, I am already hearing, what will we see for the Power Rangers line? Of course, we will see Mighty Morphin. I have no doubt we'll see the original 6, 7 Rangers. Maybe some villains. I think that'd be cool. But one interesting thing about the Page Punchers is that they do, like, in the DC line, they do different versions of the characters. So they've done different Batmans, they've done different Supermans, and different Flashes. Well, that brings up the possibility, if they're going to do that with the Mighty Morphin, we might see some Boom comic versions, but especially since it's going to come with a comic book, right? But we might also see some other Rangers kind of mixed in with there as well, because they obviously want to continue the line and continue the brand. Now, this is not going to be a Power Rangers exclusive deal, because it also includes G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Dungeons and Dragons. So, like, say the first wave may have one of each, right? The second wave may have one of each or two of each. It just depends what sells better. I already see these early waves, especially the Power Rangers ones, and probably the G.I. Joe ones, sell very, very well. Usually on an early toy line, the first couple of figures sell really, really well, and then we kind of see how it goes from then on. Obviously, we know the Lightning Collection right now, we're seeing them go from Target store shelves to Ross store shelves, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the end of the line. I know we've heard about the hiatus in 2024, but Hasbro is saying, hey, you know, we can't spend the money right now on making the Lightning Collection, so we're going to license them out to McFarlane, and they're going to continue to be on store shelves because McFarlane is on store shelves, which is good. More Power Rangers, guys, is always good. I do not think this is the end of the Lightning Collection. I think this is just something to fill the gap for 2024. So when Lightning Collection comes back, we'll have full force. We'll be able to, there will be no stoppage. There will always be continued interest in Power Rangers is what we want, right? I'm really hoping, I really do hope the Lightning Collection comes back, but I'm really excited to see what McFarlane will do with Power Rangers specifically. I'm really curious to see if it's going to go back to the Legacy line sort of figure, or McFarlane's going to do something new and something innovative, which I would absolutely love. And I think I'm going to be all in on this line, especially it being so slow in 2024. And yeah, I'm excited. So guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Are you guys happy about Hasbro giving the reins of Power Rangers for the figures? That's it, just for some figures, to McFarlane. Or what do you think about it? Do you like McFarlane? Do you not like McFarlane? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And y'all know what time it is. It's morphin' time.